Alright guys, what's up? It's Richie here with Statifying Football. This is your Week 6 college football previews. This is for the primetime games. There's only like 11 of them, so it should be pretty short. Michigan State taking on Ohio State. Both ranked. Michigan State's coming off a 40-31 win over Indiana. Brian Lewerke, 300 yards, 3 passing, plus 78 more rushing. Darryl Stewart, 5 catches, 117, 2 touchdowns. Defense only allowed 70 rushing yards in the game. It had a fumble return for touchdown, but it was tied 31-31 late. Michigan State got a field goal late, and they got the fumble return on like the last ditch. There was like 5 seconds left. Indiana was trying to lateral and stuff, and then Michigan State returned it for the touchdown with no time left. Honestly, I think Ohio State should have their way with them. Ohio State, they killed Nebraska 40-7. Justin Fields, Heisman candidate. 212 passing, 3 touchdowns, 72 rushing, and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins ran for 177. They ran for 368 as a team. Their defense had 4 sacks, 3 turnovers, and only allowed 231 yards. Like I said, I think Ohio State's got it. Vanderbilt, Ole Miss. Vanderbilt's coming off a close win to a decent MAC team of Northern Illinois. They beat them 24-18. Riley Neal, 189, 1 touchdown. Keyshawn Vaughn, 138, 1 touchdown. The defense did have 3 sacks. There's Ole Miss. They lost big 59-31 to Alabama, but they actually put up a lot of yards on Alabama's defense. Alabama's defense is showing some leaks in it. Their quarterback, Matt Corral, was hurt. We're not sure if he's playing, but John Reese Plumlee, he wasn't really good passing. 10 of 28, 141, 2 touchdowns and a pick, but added 109 rushing yards and a touchdown. They ran for 279 as a team against Alabama, guys. 476 total yards against Alabama. They did have 9 penalties, so they got to clean that up. But their offense has been pretty good no matter who's in, and I think they should be able to take care of Vanderbilt. Tulsa and SMU. This should be pretty interesting. Tulsa and SMU are a little bit surprisingly better than they were last year. I figured they'd be better, and Tulsa is only 2-2, so it's not like they're way better. But they should make a bowl. But SMU's 5-0 and they're ranked, guys. Tulsa, they're coming off a bye, but the last game was a win against a good Wyoming team. Wyoming is, I think, 3-1, 4-1 right now. They beat them 24-21. Quarterback Zach Smith threw for 354 and 2 touchdowns. They did put up 437 yards of offense, but only 83 rushing, so they got to get that going, especially against SMU if you want to keep this SMU offense off the field. SMU destroyed USF 48-21. Shen Buechele was efficient as hell. 21-25, 226, 3 touchdowns, a pick. Xavier Jones ran for 155 and 2 touchdowns. They ran for 245 as a team. They did turn over twice, so and Tulsa's a pretty decent team, so you want to clean that up. Defense had 10 sacks against USF. 10. Freaking 10. I need more hands if they had one more. 10 sacks, 2 turnovers. I'll go with SMU here, but it should be a pretty good game. Possibly shootout, but I got SMU. All right, a really good primetime game, a top 15 game. Number 15 Cal against number 13 Oregon. Cal's coming off an upset loss to Arizona State, 24-17. They only had 245 yards of offense. Their quarterback Chase Garbers was injured in the game. It seems like he'll be out for a while. Oregon's coming off a bye. Their last game was a win, 21-6 win over Stanford. Justin Herbert, 259, 3 touchdowns. They only ran for 61 yards, so they got to get that going. Their defense had 5 sacks and allowed 234 yards. I'm going to go with Oregon here. California's defense is good, but Oregon's defense is actually pretty good as well. But California, they got Devin Monster probably going to start at quarterback, a transfer from UCLA. He's got some experience, but Oregon's got Justin Herbert. So I'll go Oregon here. All right, Pitt and Duke. Pitt, what the hell is wrong with Pitt? Like, they get up for UCF and beat them, and then they struggle against the 1AA Delaware. They only beat them 17-14. They were down 14-10 going to the 4th quarter. Quarterback Nick Patty started in place of Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was hurt. Nick Patty, not a bad game though, 271, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Running back Todd Sibley ran for 106. Taser Mack had 5 catches, 124 and a touchdown. Defense had 6 sacks and only allowed 170 yards. Whereas Duke demolished Virginia Tech, 45-10. quarterback Quentin Harris, 163, 2 touchdowns, plus 100 yards and a touchdown. They ran for 234 as a team. Defense forced 2 turnovers and only allowed 259 yards. I'm going to go Duke in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if Duke destroys Pitt, but Pitt's defense seems to be good, so but I'll go Duke here. All right, Liberty, New Mexico State, possible shootout here. Liberty's 3-2. They beat New Mexico 17-10 last week. Stephen Calvert threw for 306 and a touchdown. They ran for 160 as a team. Antonio Gandy Goldman, remember that name. He leads the nation right now in receiving yards. He had another huge game last week. 6 catches, 144 and a touchdown. They had 466 total yards. Their defense forced 2 turnovers, but did allow 362 to a pretty good New Mexico offense. And New Mexico State, they're 0-5, but they can move. They can actually move the ball really well. They lost 30-17 to Fresno. Josh Atkins, not a great game. 210 passing, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions. They turned it over 3 times. And Fresno's a good team. They only lost by 13. They turned it over 3 times. So Liberty can't take them lightly. I will go Liberty here, but this actually might be close and probably a shootout. All right, UTSA and UTEP. I'm not sure who go with here. Not great, but they kind of both shown maybe potential. UTSA is coming off a bye. The last game was a 45-3 loss to North Texas. Lowell Narcisse, an LSU transfer. He was only 16 of 36, 124 passing, 2 interceptions, but I think he added like 98 rushing yards. They actually did run for 167 in the team, and they turned it over 4 times. So if they can clean that up, they probably could win. UTEP, they lost 31-13 to Southern Miss. K. Loxley, 109 passing, but did run for 114 and a touchdown. Like both running games can get it going. Both running backs can run. I think I might actually go UTEP here, but it'll probably be a good one. Oregon State, UCLA, I don't know what the hell they think about these teams. Oregon State, they lost 31-20 to Stanford. They were down pretty big. They came all the way back to tie it late and then lost. Jake Luton, 337, a touchdown. Artavis Pierce, 141 and 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Hodgins, 10 catches, 162 yards and a touchdown. He's one of the best receivers most people don't know of. They actually put up 501 yards of offense against Stanford and held them to 373. Whereas UCLA, a week after their weird miracle win against Washington State, they lost 20-17 to Arizona. And Arizona was without Khalil Tate at quarterback and without J.J. Taylor at running back. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the quarterback for UCLA, 180 passing, 1 touchdown, a pick, plus 63 rushing yards. Joshua Kelly ran for 127 and a touchdown. Possible shootout here. I'm actually going to go Oregon State here. At least Oregon State, yeah, they're 1-3, but they've shown they can move the ball and put up a bunch of points. UCLA has only shown they can put up points in like a quarter and a half against Washington State, so I'll go Oregon State here. All right, San Diego State and Colorado State. San Diego State coming off a bye. The last game was only a 23-17 loss to Utah State. Ryan Agnew threw for 281, 2 touchdowns a pick. Kobe Smith, 7 catches, 102 and a touchdown. They only ran for 91 yards, which is uncharacteristic of San Diego State. Normally have a really good running game. But they had one. However, they only turned over once, but it was a pick 6 against Utah State, and they only lost by 6. So their defense plays well, and their offense is going to have to put up points because Colorado State, even though they're 1-4, they put up points. Like, I think they scored over 24 in each game this week, and that was only last week. Before that was like 31 in every other game, so they can really put up points. They lost to Utah State 34-24. Coincidentally, both these last opponents was against Utah State. Colorado State only ran for 79 yards, though they did turn over 3 times. However, the defense forced 4 turnovers and had a pick 6 in that game. I always like offense. Colorado State has it, but I'll go San Diego State here because their defense is always strong, and their offense, I mean, at least passing wise, has been able to move it a little bit more this year than normal. But I'll go San Diego State here. All right, last 2 games. 10:30 game, Boise State against UNLV. Boise State's coming off a bye. They beat a good Air Force team 30-19. Hank Bachmeier, 263, 2 touchdowns. C.T. Thomas, 5 catches, 119 and a touchdown. Weirdly enough, Air Force and Boise State had exactly 355 total yards each. UNLV, they lost to Wyoming 53-17. They only ran for 77 yards. They had 340 total yards, but they turned it over 3 times. They can't do that against Boise State. Boise State doesn't look like world beaters, but Boise State is still good. They're still Boise, and I'll go Boise State in this one. And then the final game of the whole evening, Washington and Stanford. Washington beat USC 28-14. Salvin Ahmed ran for 153 and a touchdown. Jacob Eason didn't have a great game. He was just kind of there. Their defense forced 3 turnovers, which helped them win in that one. Where Stanford beat Oregon State 31-28. KJ Costello was hurt, may not play. Davis Mills started the second game. He had a good game, 245, 3 touchdowns. Their defense did have 4 sacks, but they gave up 501 yards to Oregon State. I'm going to go Washington in this one. Alright guys, so those are my picks and previews. Check out all my other videos, like, subscribe, and big comments, everything. Peace.